Ever wonder what happens when a killer decides to hang up his gloves? For Kellen, retirement wasn't about a pension plan. It was about escaping a life soaked in shadows and blood. He found his slice of peace in a secluded cabin, miles away from anyone who knew his name or the things he'd done. The silence was his sanctuary, the quiet hum of nature his only companion. He was done, or so he thought. One stormy night, the past didn't just knock on his door, it kicked it down. A ghost from his former life, a trusted ally named Elias, appears out of the pouring rain, looking like he'd seen a specter. And in a way, he had. He brought news of a technology so dangerous, so reality-bending, it made Kellen's old methods look like child's play. It's called Nightscope. Elias explains it's not just a gadget. It's a gateway, a neural interface that lets you hijack someone else's body, wear their life like a suit, and walk right into the most secure places on Earth as an invisible ghost. The target? A massive, untouchable tech giant, Omnicorp. They're the ones who built Nightscope, and they plan to use it to puppeteer world leaders and control global events from the shadows. Elias's plea is desperate. Kellen is the only one with the skills to get close, the only one who can navigate the treacherous world of espionage this new tech has created. The government can't touch Omnicorp, but a ghost can. Kellen refuses. He's left that life behind. But Elias reveals one more detail. The lead scientist behind Nightscope, the architect of this whole nightmare, is a name from Kellen's past. A name connected to the very mission that forced him into retirement in the first place. The choice is no longer about saving the world. It's about confronting the demons he thought he'd buried. The decision weighs on him like a shroud. Returning to this world means sacrificing the peace he fought so hard to find. But letting Omnicorp succeed means the shadows he ran from will engulf everyone. With a heavy heart, Kellen agrees. He steps back into the world he hates, not as himself, but as a passenger in someone else's skin. The first time he syncs with Nightscope is a violent, disorienting tear in reality. One moment he's in a sterile lab, the next he's looking through the eyes of a low-level Omnicorp accountant named David Chen. He can feel David's exhaustion, taste the stale coffee on his tongue, and feel the unfamiliar weight of a life that isn't his. He has access to David's muscle memory, his daily routines, even faint echoes of his thoughts. But underneath it all, Kellen is there, a silent pilot in a foreign vessel. His mission is to get to the core of Omnicorp's servers, find the proof of their conspiracy, and expose them to the world. But it's harder than he ever imagined. Every step is a battle. He has to fake conversations with David's colleagues, remember a passcode David would know instinctively, and fight the constant nausea of his mind being tethered to another man's body. The corporate headquarters is a fortress of glass and steel, guarded by biometric scanners, high-driven security drones, and guards who see everything. One wrong move, one flicker of hesitation that isn't David, and the entire operation is blown. He uses David's access to climb the corporate ladder, digitally speaking, hopping from one host to another, from a security guard to an IT technician. Each jump is a risk, each new body a puzzle he has to solve in seconds. With every transfer, he gets closer to the inner sanctum, to the man running the show, the enigmatic CEO, Silas. But the deeper he goes, the more he feels his own identity starting to fray at the edges, the lines between Kellen and the masks he wears beginning to blur. He finally makes it. His current host is a high-level executive, someone with access to the penthouse suite. As he steps out of the private elevator, he finds Silas waiting for him, not in his office, but in a darkened server room, bathed in the cool blue light of humming machines. There's no surprise on Silas's face, only a calm, chilling smile. He looks right at Kellen as host and says a name no one in this building should know. Kellen, I've been expecting you. The blood in Kellen's veins turns to ice. How could he possibly know? Silas reveals the truth. Nightscope isn't just a one-way street. He's been tracking the digital signature of the intruder, the ghost in his machine. But it's more than that. Silas turns to a monitor, and an old mission file appears on the screen, the file for Kellen's last job, the one that went horribly wrong. The one where an innocent family was caught in the crossfire. A family Silas was a part of. He wasn't just a victim of circumstance. He was the son who survived, who watched his world burn and dedicated his life to building a system where he could control every variable, where nothing would ever be left to chance again. Nightscope wasn't built for global domination. It was built for revenge. It was all a trap, designed to lure Kellen back from the shadows and into a prison of his own making. Suddenly, the alarms blare. Red lights flash across the room. Silas initiates a system lockdown. "You came here in someone else's body," Silas says, his voice devoid of all emotion. "It's only fair you stay that way." He activates a program, a failsafe. It's designed to permanently sever the user's connection to their original body, trapping their consciousness in the host. The link begins to degrade. Kellen feels his own body, miles away in Elias's lab, start to fade from his senses. He has moments, maybe seconds, before he's erased, trapped forever as a passenger in a stranger's mind. He has the data he needs, the proof to bring Omnicorp down. But he has to upload it now, sacrificing his only chance of escape. It's a choice between his life and the truth. With his connection rapidly dissolving, Kellen makes his move. He fights back, not just with the body he's wearing, but with his mind. He uses his deep knowledge of system exploits to initiate the data transfer, sending terabytes of incriminating evidence to every news outlet and government agency on Elias's list. Silas lunges at him, trying to physically stop him, but it's too late. The data is out. As sirens wail in the distance, Omnicorp's fortress begins to crumble, but the cost is immense. Just as the final data packet is sent, the connection severs completely. Kellen's consciousness is shattered. He isn't fully trapped in the host's body, but he isn't back in his own either. He's fractured, a ghost splintered across the network. His consciousness tethered to the very technology he sought to destroy. The world sees the truth. Omnicorp is exposed, Silas is arrested, and a global catastrophe is averted. Elias can only watch in horror as Kellen's body in the lab goes lifeless. The mission was a success, but the hero is lost. In the final moments, we see Kellen's perspective, a fragmented view of the world through security cameras, cell phones, and computer screens. He's everywhere and nowhere. He sacrificed himself, not just his life, but his very being, to right a wrong from his past and save a future he will never be a part of. He's no longer a retired assassin. He's a digital phantom, a silent guardian in the machine, forever paying the price for his final mission. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content like this. See you in the next one.